in case it is difficult and you think that I do this perfectly every single day, nope. There are times that I take a little step off the path, but this is something I say to myself almost every day. Life is not about perfection, it's about moving in the right direction. And friends, that's where I used to leave my program. Life's not about perfection. It's about moving in the right direction. If you take a little step off, get back on. That's where I left it. Until not too long ago, an audience member came and said, "Oh, I like that part. Get back on the path. That's great. What do you do if you slide off the path?" Man, that's not something I talk about. Because I did slide off the path not too long ago. My mom has been quite ill. And it's been a series of doctor's appointments and hospital visits, and a simple procedure in an outpatient setting turned into a trip to the emergency room where she was admitted to the hospital and put in the ICU because that's the bed that they had for her. Turns out it's the same ICU I was in after my heart attack. So that's interesting to be back there. But I'm caring for my mom, and I'm taking care of her, and that's all good, and she's getting better, and she's going to leave the hospital. We're just waiting for her hemoglobin to get high enough so she can go home. She's off doing a test, so I am going to go find myself something to eat. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm walking down the hallway, and I realize this is the hallway where I went in a wheelchair to meet my girls for the first time. And it's an interesting hallway. It's white and it's long outside the ICU. It's lit by panels, so it looks like they're windows and it's daytime all the time. And I'm thinking about the wonderful nurse, Rose, who came to my room that morning after my heart attack and said, "This is going to be a tough day, but I have a 12-hour shift. If you do everything I say, I will take you to go see your girls," which did not seem possible with everything going on. But there I was in a wheelchair going to see my girls for the first time. And so we went and saw them. And we met Callie first. And she put her little tiny hand around my pinky finger. And I marveled at the little tiny fingernails. Then we went over and we met Grace and looked at her. And I turned to my husband and I'm like, "Does she have red hair? Is that red?" It is red. It's very red. And I'm just remembering that moment when all of a sudden my phone dings and I pull it out and it says, "You have 2 new test results." I'm like, cool, I've been stalking my mom's app. Wonder how she's doing. Oh, they're not her test results, they're mine. I get quarterly blood work done because my doctor is keeping a close eye on things. And my blood pressure has gone up, thank you, menopause and family history. But this time, every single one of the tests is in the red. They're all high. Cholesterol's high, blood sugar's high. And I know what this means. I'm talking about heart health for ages. This is what I've been trying to avoid for years. And that fear and uncertainty that I kind of keep at bay, because if I really thought about my health that much, I wouldn't get out of bed. It starts bubbling up. And I'm no longer thinking about visiting my girls for this first time. I'm thinking about all of the worry and fear about having part of a heart that doesn't beat anymore. And so that's where I was with all of this bubbling up, and then I pushed it right back down again because I can't do this right now. I got to take care of my mom. But I know that I'm going to have to talk about this. So I couldn't talk to my mom, couldn't talk to my husband and make him relive the worst day of his life, and I couldn't talk to my sister because she's dealing with my mom too. But fortunately, I have a mastermind group with 3 other speakers. We call ourselves the bat signal. And it's because whenever we need it, we can throw up the bat signal and we know somebody's going to be there. So I knew I was going to call Tom Singer. Tom is like a brother to me. He's also kind of like my work husband because we used to MC together. And so on the way home, I called him and I said, "Tom, I'm going to have to say some words out loud to you." And He said, fine, asked me if I was still driving. I said, no, I'd pulled over. And I dumped all of the fear and the anxiety and everything on him, and sobbing, ugly, snotty cry. And then I said, all right, that's all of it. And he said, cool, thanks for sharing that with me. You know, I have this friend that's wrote this book with a balloon on the cover, because he knew I needed to laugh. And I said, okay. And he said, what did you say to me when I called you last month? And I said, we've been here before. We know what to do. I'll go with you. Because the support is the thing that makes all the difference. So I ask you, who's your bat signal? How deep is your bench? I had to go 4 deep. Because this path that we're walking can be a little rocky, a little windy, but it definitely helps if you have somebody who will walk the path with you, if they know the way even better, if they will grab your hand and haul you back on, that's even better. So I know you're going to find something today that you know you can take home and do. Remember to connect it to something that motivates you, and remember, we have been here before. We know what to do. Let's go together.